When the motoring world came together for the first time this year at Geneva, there was a mood of cautious optimism in the air. The bad times, it seemed, were behind us. And so it is. Visitors who arrived at the Paris Expo this year were greeted with opulence, grandeur and pyros that have been missing over the past few years. Dancing girls, large stalls and exciting concepts. The spirit of optimism, it seems, is back, and that's just how we like it.
Welcome to a very special edition of Overdrive. We're at the 2010 Paris Motor Show and we're trying to set a tradition of sorts, which is why you find me here at the Lamborghini stall, and right behind me is the latest concept car from Lamborghini, the Sesto Elemento.
And that is no bull. Yes, you heard right. Sesto Elemento is sixth element, which in the periodic table is carbon. This car is all about carbon fiber and very little of anything else. The concept symbolizes the change in direction for Santa Agata, away from the never-ending chase for horsepower, and instead there's a new focus on making their cars lighter, leaner and meaner. The Sesto Elemento, for instance, retains the Gallardo's 5.2-litre V10 and four-wheel drive. Yet it weighs an astounding 999 kilos only. Lamborghini has done this by building the car around a custom carbon fiber monocoque, just like a conventional race car. And as you would expect from a Lamborghini concept, it's simply outrageous to look at.
In similar fashion, most of the other manufacturers out here at the Paris Motor Show are taking existing technologies and pushing their envelope much further ahead.
With over 57 world premieres, Paris 2010 did live up to its promise of being the world's biggest and most influential motor show. And over the next half hour, we'll cover the best, most outrageous, futuristic and most relevant automobiles on show. But don't worry, there was enough fun on show at Paris too. But first, let's start with the world's second largest car maker, shall we? From the 5 lakh Volkswagen Polo to the 23 crore Bugatti Veyron Grand Sport, the Volkswagen Group builds and sells cars for every segment thanks to its portfolio of 10 brands stretching from Seat to Porsche. And since Paris was effectively the group's most important showing, every brand had something new to show off. But the most significant launch for India is the latest iteration of Volkswagen's long-serving sedan, now adopting a nose eerily reminiscent of the new Phaeton.
This is the new Passat. It's an all-new platform. It will come to India in the middle of next year, and as you can see, it's a more aggressive, more flashy looking car. It's also a bigger car. We saw the interiors and they look very similar to the outgoing car, but I think the material quality has improved. There's a very cool trick. If you swipe your shoe under the boot opens.
And while Volkswagen is still finding its feet in India, another car maker from the group stable, Audi, is hoping to build on its global success by bringing its latest creation to India.
Soon after the A8, Audi will introduce the A7 Sportback in India by the middle of 2011. It's a stunning design exercise. It's a four-seater grand tourer in the purest sense. And we expect this car to be priced roughly around 60 lakh rupees. It will be powered by a choice of both petrol and diesel V6 engines, not, mind you, the V8s which will come in the A8 as well as the W12. But this car is very dynamic. It's a very stunning looking car and perhaps one of the best designs Audi has come with in modern times.
Audi also had two concepts on show at Paris. The new Quattro concept, built to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the legendary Audi Quattro, is an exercise in aluminium and carbon fiber. Technology that Audi claims will influence its production models of the future. Like the original Quattro, this concept is powered by a turbocharged 5-cylinder engine, in this case lifted and tweaked from the TT RS. Audi's outrageous electric supercar concept, the e-tron, was also on show in Paris as a Spider. Unlike the original all-electric e-tron first shown in Detroit, the Spider will use diesel hybrid power, and Audi says the design language will influence all Audi sports cars of the future. Audi's biggest rivals, Mercedes and BMW, were also active in Paris. The three-pointed star lined up a slew of launches, including a concept scooter from the Smart brand and a model change for its stunning CLS Coupe.
The Mercedes-Benz CLS is clearly the car that put an E at the beginning of elegance and yet another at the end of style. Indeed, for well over 5 years, it has been a class-leading act. But now, the new CLS, well, it's a completely new car. As you can see, that front end has changed dramatically. It's a lot more aggressive, a lot more butch, muscular and focused. But a car that was once so stately and elegant, just how are the dynamics going to be? Well, you're going to have to wait till the end of 2011 when the car finally makes it down to India in right-hand drive version to see just how good it is.
BMW also had a full slate of launches and announcements. A funky, edgy and utterly desirable mini scooter, the new for 2011 6 Series and the much awaited new update of its mid-size SUV, the X3.
Now, the X3 wasn't the most successful car BMW sold in India, but the new BMW X3 clearly intends to change that, and it's clear to see why. Now, the old X3, well, its problem was that it had this old school design and styling, but the new X3 is a far more powerful looking SUV. It's more imposing thanks to these bumpers here, which are larger, they're more dynamic, more aggressive, and then there's this beautiful and very elegant wedge on the hood. It's something we've seen on the new 5 Series, and that design language is extending itself across the range. Of course, it's going to have both the petrol and diesel engine options in India, and as we know, those engines are fairly efficient and quite powerful, which should, yes, make the X3 an overall fantastic package to invest in.
The new 6 Series points out the design direction that future BMWs will take. It's an interesting take and certainly a lot more refreshing and original than the bungled up versions of the last few years. Expect the 6 Series to be headed to India shortly, which means mid-2011. After the break, we take a closer look at cars that are headed to India, a jet-propelled exotic from Jaguar and the baby Range Rover that evokes all sorts of emotion.